So if you've been using or want to use a multi-select dropdown, you may know how to insert one on blanks. So if you just select one or multiple cells, you can right click and go to dropdown or data and then data validation. And then you'll wind up with this interface. You can select some options. You could do dropdown from a range. And then all you have to do is tick allow multiple selections, hit done, and there's your multi-select dropdown just like that. So that's how you do it if the data is blank. But what happens if you have existing data? And so if we look over here, we have some existing data, and how would you convert this? So if we select this data and we can go to add rule, we have all the options showing up in each square. So you could avoid this whole thing and just go to drop down from a range if you have it, and then go like this, select your range, okay, and then do allow multiple selections. Now that works great. But what happens if you actually want to have the options in the drop-down rule and you don't have drop-down from range? So what will work better in this case is, let's do that real quick, actually do a blank and we'll do drop-down. And then we could do something like Dwight, Jim, and Pam. Let's just do that for now. And then do multiply selections, hit OK. And then what we do is we take this whole range and do copy and then come over here and then do paste special values only. So we're going to have some errors because they don't fit the drop down, but we can go back in here and we could add the rest. And so that's how you would then add them manually like that. And then so what you could do is, well, now you have two columns. So then you could just copy this back. And so now you can just do a straight copy and paste. And then you can delete this helper column. And there you have it in your original. So that's how you can do it like that. So obviously doing from range is simpler because you can do it in place. But it is another option if you don't have a drop-down option like this and you want to just build it in the drop-down rule. All right, so next let's look at this. And so this is gonna be basically the same thing, just in a table. So we'll do the easy method here. So we'll change this to drop down from range and click in here, select our range. And this would be the same even if it's on another tab. So if it's on another tab, you would just click that other tab and then select it there. So then when you're done, you can click OK and make sure you scroll down and tick allow multiple selections, hit done. And there we go. Now we have it updated in place. So let's go one more example here. So what if your names are in different columns? So this could be your names, products, whatever it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a new column and we'll call this maybe names. And we're going to combine our values into the cell. So let me just paint the format over here. And then what we're going to use is something called join. And then we can put our delimiter, which is our comma that we're going to separate them with. And then we're going to select our range. So if we do this though, I'm going to show you what issue we have. We have some extra commas. So the way we'd solve for this is wrap this in a filter. And so we do something like filter and select this. And then C4 to G4 is not equal to blank. And then we can wrap that. Now you can see those extra commas are gone. We pull that down and now we're good. Now the only issue with this is if you have one with a blank, you're going to get a error. And so let's do one more thing here. Let's do if error and then drag this down. And now you can see that's a true blank and it looks just like that. So this is the most resilient way. And then we add this back. I don't know if it was Ryan or whatever it was, but we'll just do Ryan. And so then what you want to do is select this whole thing, copy. Then we want to paste special and do values only to convert it from a formula into hard values. And here's the reason why. So let me undo it. So it's back to formulas now. If I go to delete this, now it's blank because that just turned into a ref error. So what we want to do here is copy, special values only, and now we can delete these. And now we can do just like we did before, and we can convert this to a multi-select dropdown. So dropdown, we can do our dropdown from range, doop doop, and then select our options here, come down, pick allow multiple selections, done, and there we go. Now we have our multi-select dropdown from our existing data. All right, so that's it for today's video on how to convert existing data into a multi-select dropdown. Make sure to check out the other videos on our channel for more tutorials on both Google Sheets and AppScript. And as always, have a great day.